challenging or what's going on? Just let us. Huh? Okay, meaning we can continue because I didn't see any notification yet. Okay, let's double check because I don't see any notification though.
I got a notification.
Okay, you got one? Okay, so thank you. So thank you guys. Technology is what it is, right? Until you know, there are things that we don't have control on. Technical things will happen, you know, power storage here, internet connection here. So we are back, and we'll let then our guests continue with the thoughts that he was actually going through. So Bemat, back to you.
All right. Thank you. I guess before we drop the call, I was trying to make a point that the blockchain technology is here to stay. Okay. And it's gonna change the world. Along the way, there'll be scams. There'll be a lot of them because it's human nature, right? But just because there are scams and there are crooks doesn't mean the whole thing is bad. You know, for example, people tell me, "Oh, you know what? This Bitcoin, as I was saying, the granddaddy of all crypto, is a scam just because FTX went down." No, it's like you're saying that, you know what? This bank, the people running this bank that just went belly under or belly up, they were crooks. They did wrong things, and I'm never going to use the dollar ever again. That would not make sense. The dollar is the dollar.
Right. That's right.
Not because people institutions that made bad decisions were greedy or crooks. Just because they go, belly up, right? They go under, doesn't mean that the currency is a scam.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So just wanted, to provide this perspective that you need to approach it with skepticism, but also understand that it will change the world. It already started, right? And the more you get educated about it, the more you learn about it. It's like, email in the 90s. Remember being in Africa when there's like cyber cafe that you go to. What's an email? Like, you don't like write snail mail anymore, put in an envelope, put the stamp on it, send it. It takes weeks to get there. You can send something to somebody and almost instantaneously they get it. That changed the world. And I remember when we started doing the email, people say, "Oh, you know what, I'm never gonna use that."
Yes. Even the whole internet, transformation in 90s, right? People are just like, that's fiction. You know what?
Yes, it's for criminals. Those are the ones that are going to be using to do shady things on the internet. But look at this. This we're using it now. Can you imagine not having the internet now? So I believe that blockchain technology is the same idea. So the more you learn about it, it's just like learning about the internet for us in the 90s. The more you learn about it, the more opportunities you're going to be able to capture along the way.
I agree.
And if you follow the rules, again, I borrowed these rules from Rob at Digital Asset News. It's all gone. It's 100% scam. Don't use leverage, right? Don't leave anything on exchanges. The fit rules actually take profits. When you're in this space and you bought something and it's doubled or whatever, it's your criteria. When you've made some money, take some profit. Don't be greedy, right? Take some off the table and wait. Okay. So that's the point that I was trying to make about, calling the whole thing a scam. But when we lost the live, we were talking offline about, something that maybe is it okay for me to bring it up?
Yes.
Since we're on the topic of scams, you were telling me that you came across a documentary recently. I think it's on Netflix.
On Netflix, yes.
About this guy that
the Canadian, the Canadian CEO and founder of Quadriga. is a fintech too, right? In crypto,
Yes.
Quadriga, an exchange platform, which happened, not that far ago, and he died in 2018. Supposedly died in 2018 in India, and now here we are with FTX, right? To support your input about human being nature, the greed will always bring these cycles. Okay, don't let us not get in the mistake thinking because all these are revealed or shown, right, it will stop. No, there were always people out there, and like you put it in our community, we kept talking about the tool is so we were talking about him. I was Quadriga.
That's that's a good point. You took a 2x4. You can use that to build a house, or you can use that to beat somebody and kill them. Is a 2x4 bad?
Yep.
No, you can use a hammer to put nails. It can be a very helpful tool. You can use that to kill somebody. The tool is the tool. Is what you use it for, right? So anyway, the point I was trying to the thing that I was trying to bring up is these emotions, as long as we live, as long as there will be human beings, fear, greed, right? Those two emotions will always be there, always.
That's right.
All of us experienced it. We have to learn to recognize it and use it, use them correctly, right?
That's right.
So when you hear about these big exchanges like FTX and stuff like that, and you feel bad, oh my God, like how did I miss that? And I was giving the example of Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary, right, from Shark Tank. He was one of the biggest spokespeople for FTX, and I mean he defended, and this guy is a guy that he's well connected. This guy is not like a beginner. I mean, he has resources. He can afford to hire people to do deep research on projects.
Yes.
This guy, missed it. What does you and I that have limited time? We don't have an army of researchers or teams that we can hire to go do research for us. Like, what does that leave us? So again, if you consider that it's all gone, everything is 100% scam. You don't leave any money on exchanges. The exchanges, the centralized exchanges are important, right? But you use them to transact. You bring your fiat or your stable coin, you exchange it for your crypto, whatever, right? And then transfer it to a wallet that you control, right? It's your keys. They say in the crypto space, not your keys, not your crypto, right? 0% on exchanges. Don't take leverage. Don't borrow money to do anything. And then take profit if you had made money. Take profit. If you had followed that, you'll be safe because guess what? If FTX went belly up, if you didn't put more than you could afford to lose, you sleep at night like, oh, good learning experience, right? I lost money, but it's not like life-changing. People, you hear about people that lost. I heard about a guy, $1.3 million.
Yes.
On FTX.
Yes. Even Kevin O'Leary is his name, the Shark Tank investor.
Kevin O'Leary, yeah.
O'Leary. Oh, okay, yes. He put 15 million.
Did he? No.
Yes.
No.
He's paid. No, I didn't say he put, like, he's paid. But go ahead. He's paid 15 million to be the spokesperson, like you were saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 15 million.
Yes. And yeah, he missed it. There's I think Mike Novogratz is the guy from I forgot. It's a big company. There was a debacle with Luna, right? Another crypto exchange.
Yes.
A couple of months ago. Mike Novogratz had this is an OG. I'm talking about billionaire with resources, with teams.
Yes.
And they missed it. Right. So you and I, oh yeah, we'll miss it. So again, for one more time, consider that everything you put in it is all gone. 100% scam. Don't leave anything on exchanges. Don't use leverage. Take profit. Take profits. If you do that, you will stay pretty safe, relatively safe.
Yep.
So I can ramble on and on for with with
No, I
with that.
think
So
no, I like what I like about this part is that we taking some tips, right? We put you kept all of them like under five and applying them to real situation that happened, right?
mhm,
Quadriga is one. I didn't even know until I came on this documentary on Netflix, right? Quadriga
mhm,
is one, and it's like early in the 2016 or something. And then by 2018, he made up his own death and all that, where there was no investigation. And, he chose to do it even in India. And now, because people didn't move their cryptos on a decentralized or a wallet that they control, he has all the keys, all the access then to their fortune. And this is more than 115,000 customers, almost 250 million Canadian dollar, right? That is wiped out like this. And maybe he's enjoying his life somewhere on a, island or somewhere where he just, he cleaned his identity. You see what I
mhm,
mean? So I think applying those is definitely something that can also help our audience, right? FTX now, right? Okay, even though people like the smartest people maybe that were around this thing, it's not like it's the people who are not the smartest people, and he was promoting himself, right? A former student from Stanford, okay, and his parents are actually teaching in Stanford. So who will suspect? You know who will have suspicion, right, around somebody like that? But again, if you take in account the five key warnings, let us put them under warnings, right? You don't have to worry because you knew, okay, no matter how good this FTX is looking, right? I will find myself, I'll keep myself safe knowing that there can be bad people behind, or people can become bad because they may have started with the best intention.
mhm,
We're talking about fintech, right? These are the one grasping millions in investment, and now they started doing crazy things, right? So please, I think we're spending this time with the warnings, right, to help you see how this actually apply to real life cases. Quadriga is there, FTX. These are just some big names. Voyager, Celsius, like Bemat was talking about, and there are many of them. There are many of them out there. So please, just keep the warnings, okay? Look for red flags and approach everything as a tool. You are the decision maker. Yes, today we are talking about artificial intelligence and all that. But remember one thing: this machine will not ever do is to be able to use the intuition or the instinct that God gave all of us. It may take years because with technology, I learned not to say it's impossible. It may take years for them to reach the level where it bring common sense that human being has, or it bring the intuition that human being have to be able to create that in the machine. But who knows? But until now, at the point where we're talking, no, we have to use them as tools. And as a tool, whatever you do with it is up to you. So I like how you brought, Quadriga in the game here or in the play here, right? When Madoff, right? That was the last big scam I can remember, right? Before even this whole blockchain thing, it was Madoff, right? These were,
Bernie Madoff.
sorry?
Bernie Madoff.
Yes, Bernie Madoff, yes. So he got in like the wealthiest people in the world. Okay, it's not like people who are not smart enough to know that, like you said again, right? People who have the team to do the due diligence and all, but they're falling into it.
They missed it.
They missed the whole thing.
Yep.
But was it that the red flag were not there? No, the red flag, the warnings were clear in front of them. to make money quicker, you know, ship. Like when I can, you know, and again, if you watch this live until here, you know, do yourself a favor. That's one thing I like about with Netflix, because there are some documentaries. It may not be the total reality of what happened, but it gave you some insight. The red flags were there, the warnings were there, but people who actually invested got into the trap of also being greedy. You put in $100,000, you get in a return of 500. You put in this, you get in a return, you know, drive Lamborghinis, right? That's why I personally stay away. I have nothing against that, but I stay away of ads that are showing somebody wealth through maybe what they have. Lining up Lamborghinis, showing big houses, because again, human being greedy, going back to the same warning, right? We see that compelling, and then we start following. So thank you for bringing, you know, that level of awareness, you know, sharing with us actually this situation with the Shark Tank guy. I never knew that, you know, while you were going through it, I was looking, you know, for you to be a spokesperson, you know, 15 million, and then, you know, see all the people who are trusting. And I'm sure he will be in trouble, because let's talk about, this may not be valid in your country. I think that's one big piece people are missing, and we need to talk about it. When you start being a figure, you know, so-called influencers, you need to be careful, because Iris will not miss you here in North America, because now he's in trouble with that, I'm sure. Because that's almost a false whatever he knew or he had as information before even positioning himself as a spokesperson, being known very well known like that. I'm sure he would be facing some, you know, no matter how the debacle will go, right? Because I think he was he was actually hiding in the Bahamas, and then the U.S. was asking to actually transfer him. I don't know how. I don't know if you have information. What are the updates? Do you know where they are
Well,
right now?
he's in the U.S. now, and I think out on like on $250 million bail.
250 million.
Yeah, I think technically you pay only like a percentage of that, but that's still a lot of money. I think it was like the cash was like 25 million, 10% of that, to be able to, you know, be out of jail until, you know, while the investigation is going into the trials and all that stuff.
That's right.
So yeah, he was in the Bahamas. Yeah. So again, if you approach every single thing,
Yeah.
it's gonna. If you follow, I mean, I'm borrowing this from, you know, Rob, and if you follow that channel, which I think you should, and you know, ad nauseum, he you know, he talks about this. It's all gone. Everything that you put there, it's all gone.
Yeah.
That's how you should look at it. It's 100% scam. 0% on exchanges. Don't leave any money there. Don't use leverage. Take profits.
Yep.
Rules to live by in crypto, and that applies to everything, including, you know, sweat coin when it gets there, Pi coin, you know, right? When it gets
Pi network and all that.
when it gets there,
that's why,
everything.
Yep, that's why we actually talking about it a lot, and you know, those warning, just use them at your favor. You know, use them at your favor, because when the debacle starts, or when all this mess starts, right? Usually, it's not actually you, right? Us, you know, as a minority investors, right? Or people who don't have like the big millions with them. It's not. You're not the first preoccupation, right? Of these people. Now he's really fighting to be able to clean his name and all that. You're not the first one, or your issues or your problem are not the first one. He will be, are not priorities basically. But if you follow the warnings, if you follow the, you know, the rules, which I believe are even life principles, right? That you need to take, you know, because it will keep you safe, and it will keep your, cryptos or work also safe. So
yeah, thank you for really bringing this with all these specific case scenarios, you know, in what we see. So like we promised last time, at least for this time, this specific live, we'll continue really digging and talking more about this. And again, if this, you know, you come across the live or you come across the video, you know, what are your experience, your own experiences, okay? And for this new year, like we were talking about last year already, we'll try our best to bring some diversification, right? We'll try our best to bring some other topics, you know, on the crypto world, but other topics that also we know are part of things that we do in life, okay? But most likely we'll keep up with you know, our educational, okay, and informational, okay, session like we do to, you know, help you wherever you find us or however you find us, to help you also get some insights, okay, in this whole era of what we call then the blockchain technology, the Web 3.0, right, which like Bemat said is here to stay, right? So you know, last time, I think we got the chance last time before we closed the session. We got the chance last time. You were trying to share an exchange platform information. I think we covered that, right? There was a side.
No, I still I think I still need to provide you with that. It's were you talking about, you know, KuCoin and
no,
you know, being able to?
Oh no, even the KuCoin. I think on our last one, when we were talking about the scam and all that, on the side notes, you were going through an exchange platform. I think we covered that. There was no interruption. I think we covered that. There was something about the platform that, you know, I know you went on Market Cap, where you were reminding us it's not everything that is on Market Cap. No, Market Coin.
It's not market. It's CoinGecko.
Oh, CoinGecko. Okay.
So there's CoinGecko, there's CoinMarketCap.
Yes. I think yes.
We're talking about just because it's there it's not an endorsement. That is not a scam, right?
That's right.
So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So then I think we cover that. You're just as a reminder to the audience here, you know, just remember, because I think people are getting very quick in the trap, because that's what happened within maybe a week since last week with Pi Network, because it was listed as a feature, right? People didn't notice that this is like a future coin selling process, right? Somebody who's promising you pay me this now because I believe the coin will be this amount in the future. But okay, it look interesting, it look nice, but here's the trap, because on those platforms nobody could move their coins. Nobody can withdraw their coins, and you know, people just miss on that red flag, you know, to be able to protect themselves. So I think you know, with you covering that last time, I think we're pretty good, right? We gave enough at this point, you know, on the scam. We'll try then on our next live, we'll try to move on, right, with you know, not just the other project, but the other topics, right, that we can actually bring to the table, to the audience, to help in this process of, again, contributing to the awareness and engagement for human and economic sustainable development. So thank you, Bemat, for joining us one more time, and
my pleasure.
We'll see you in our next live.
All right. Take care.
You too.